Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, and welcome to another edition of the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. I hope everyone is having a good afternoon. As we know, this is Saints preseason game number one. I'm pretty sure a lot of you watched the first half of the game. We'll get into it just a little bit later as they kick off to start the second half, and hopefully, we see some better offensive line play. That's been the most eye-popping thing that I could just think of right now. That just completely just shocks me because I thought that maybe the offensive line would improve or look a little bit better, but they look awful. I don't care if they're backups or not; they look awful out there. And also the offense has begun, has stalled on plays, red zone issues. So hopefully the New Orleans Saints can get that stuff cleaned up as we get closer to the regular season. Tyler Shough is in the game. He pretty sure he's probably going to be playing quite a bit. Jake Haener is probably going to finish up, have mop-up duty in the fourth quarter. But I like how Tyler Shough, conducted the 2-minute drill. I thought that he got the ball out of his hands quickly, on time. He got a couple of good passes to Cedric Wilson. But the self-inflicted wounds, the things that we've seen last season, the Saints do something good, and then all of a sudden there's a flag. So, those 5 penalties have hurt the Saints and also helped the Chargers keep a drive alive that ended in a touchdown. So they're going to have to figure this thing out, man. They got to be a little bit more disciplined. So Kellen Moore is going to have to talk to his team and tell them about some of these penalties, because these penalties continue to hurt this team, and they're going to continue to hurt them if they don't clean this stuff up. That's just a fact. Shouts out to everybody in the chat right now. I see Dalton says, take a deep breath. Yeah, look, I'm not really too, and shouts out to you, Linda. I'm not too concerned about, what this is right now. You still have a couple weeks to clean this up, but this offensive line has got to improve. As we see now, on the 3rd and 9, I'm probably behind everybody. Y'all know how my TV rolls. Tyler Shough just got sacked. So I'm just, I understand these are second and third string guys, but the way that things have been going throughout the years, the Saints have not had the cleanest bill of health on the offensive line. So some of these guys that are in the game right now, the Saints might call their number if somebody was to go down. And this is concerning because you don't really have depth at that position. So you're going to have to figure this thing out because, and as the season, comes along, you got to make sure that you have the right depth because, it's a matter of time. Guys are going to get hurt. And there's another muff, but this time it's picked up. Yeah, bad special teams play so far by the Chargers, though. That's the second muff punt right there. So, if you're playing this deep into a game, you got to be on the bubble, but that is not going to help your case. Even though Miller Hines had a really good run, he was able to kind of juke Rico Payton a little bit. Those are the type of things that get you off the depth chart when you can't secure the football, because that is the way he's going to make the team. You think about the running back position, and who they have. They got Najee Harris, they got Amarian Hampton, they got, Haskins as well. So he's going to have to make the team on special teams. That's not helping his cause. Y'all acting like this season just started and ended today. Stop it. Yeah, this is what preseason is for. This is, for guys to try to figure out where you're at. And, it's one thing to go up against one another in practice. It's another when you're going against, another team. So these reps are extremely helpful. Extremely helpful for what you're trying to do this season. And, trying to, clean some things up. So, I don't feel like this is, something that can't be fixed. But, you got to be able to put it on tape and get it together right away. But, hey, let me go ahead and read some of your comments here, and we'll get into the first half. My Bucks look good, says Fire the Cannons. That O-line play scares me. Headed for another season of mediocrity. Well, look, we all kind of, knew where the Saints are, as of right now. Like, this is, I don't know if people just expect, this team just to look like, I don't know, a Super Bowl contender, but we all know that the Saints are in a rebuild. And that's the reason why I'm not sitting up here, just losing my mind about it. First off, it's preseason. And secondly, like, these are some things that, that could be fixed, but you have to have you got to have the right mindset, and you got to make sure that you're paying attention to detail. So I'm not concerned because it's not, to that point yet. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I see right now, like, they're gonna have to fix this. This offensive line looks horrible. Undisciplined, way too many penalties. Yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty much like the same. Like I mentioned, it's like you have a really good play, you're able to get down the field, or you get off the field on third down, and then there's a penalty. Like, you got to be able to clean this stuff up, man. You can't be you can't be your own worst enemy. And in a lot of cases, the Saints offense have been its own worst enemy by bad offensive line play, undisciplined, offensive line, which, ends up in penalties, holding penalties, right? False start penalties. These are the type of things that set you back. So, but yeah, just taking a look at the first half, what I feel about the first half is I thought Spencer Rattler, looked pretty poised in the pocket. I thought that, you can tell like there's a difference between year one and year two with him in the pocket. But, I also have to mention this. Spencer Rattler has got to get better at feeling the pressure, man. Like, I don't care what type of arm talent you have. I don't care if you can swing, sling it 70 yards. Like, if you can't feel the pressure, then you're going to end up sitting on the bench, man, because you cannot turn the ball over. And that's been kind of, a trend with him. Like, he'll make some good plays and, the team, be driving, then all of a sudden, like, he don't feel the pressure, and then the ball comes out his hand. So those turnovers can cost the team. And that's going to end up, making you be a backup. Like, so he has to make sure that he's feeling that pressure, man, and holding on to that football. That, like, I was really impressed at what I seen from him because, I think a lot of the things that were going on, like in the first half, wasn't, really his fault, but that ball security, that definitely is, on him. Like, you got to hold on to the football. All right. So they tried to deliver the ball to Trey Lance, and, they tried to get pressure on him. And that pass is incomplete. So it's 4th and 12. But all I gotta say is you gotta hold on to the football. I can't make no excuses for that. I cannot make excuses for Spencer Rattler not holding on to the football. I wonder what the status on Will Clapp. The rookies may take his job. I don't know, man. They need to find the best alignment when it comes to the offensive line because it's terrible. It's terrible watching this offensive line right now. And I'm pretty sure, some of these guys aren't starters, but at the same time, like, the injuries have occurred on the offensive line for the Saints, and we know that, they have had to rely on backups. So if some of these backups are playing in the game, God help those quarterbacks and Alvin Kamara. Didn't see the game, must have been ugly. No, it's not. It's not ugly, man. It's just a bunch of self-inflicted wounds so far. We knew the offense was going to have growing pains this year anyway. I don't know what people, were expecting. I guess, it's one thing like to say it, it's another thing to see it. But, man, this team is going through a rebuilding stage, and that's just the way things are. You're going to have some bad football. You're going to have some inconsistent play. You're going to have some why did they do that type of moments. That just happens with a rebuild. I know it's preseason, but do the plays have to be so bland? Like, calling all the sit routes on a 3rd and 9 is ridiculous. Well, number one, you don't want to show your hand and call some of the plays that you might see, during the regular season. And a lot of times, they basically make the offense vanilla because, they want to see what guys can do, and they want to see it on tape, right? So they don't try to make things as, as complicated, right? So they just call like just regular average offensive plays and just regular average defensive plays. So it's up to these players, to make those plays. And I think they do that so these players won't have to think so much and they can play faster so they can get a general I guess a generalized look at what those players can bring to the table. Defense is playing a good game. Yeah, I say I think the defense looked really good, in the first half. I'm interested to see how this defensive line is going to look. It seems like they are the position group that all of us need to be paying attention to because they look outstanding. Christian Boyd almost got a safety. I seen some pressure from some of these young players. DeMarco Jackson got a tip, on the play. So that's what you want to see from your young players. You just want to see if they improve. Staley's defense has been stepping up today. Yeah. TJ, all our starters for the O-line not out there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're not out there, but the most concerning thing about it is like the way that things have been going over the years, like you're going to have to rely on some of these offensive linemen. Like, guys get hurt. Like, it's just a fact. Like, and you want to hope that you have a solid backup. I'm not saying being better than a starter, because if they were, they wouldn't be on the team or they would have been starting themselves. But you got to be able to play better than what they're doing. Like, Dylan Radins look terrible. Like, terrible. Like, you're a veteran in the league, and this you out here getting worked by third and fourth string guys. Like, that's not the look. That's not the look. Looking forward to seeing more of Shough. Yeah, I mean, look, I think that Spencer Rattler did some good things. He did some not so good things. I thought that Tyler Shough, that first pass that he tried to throw to Kevin Austin, I thought that was a good pass. I mean, Kevin Austin, man, he got to try to make a play on it. You got to try to dive or try to do something. Ball's not always going to, fall right into your hands. You got to make things happen. That was a moment. And I'm pretty sure like he knows that he's in a competition. So by going out there trying to go after that pass, that could have, brought him like, maybe, a step closer to possibly making his roster. But I mean, we see in the game right now, I got Kevin Austin. I see Mason Tipton out there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the back in the game. Saints used Kendre Miller quite a bit in this game also, man, especially on special teams as well. He had a really good kick return, got it to about the 40-yard line. All right, we're looking at Tyler Shough, and that's picked off because he stared down Dante Pettis, and that's the pick six shorty. Yep. Pick six. That's what happened. Like, you stare down a wide receiver, and that's what happens. Like, he stared down Dante Pettis, and then he got it picked off. I'll tell you what. This is not making Saints fans very optimistic about this season. I mean, he stared him down. Like, Tyler Shough stared that guy down. That was a terrible interception. Like, he looked like you cannot do that in the National Football League. I mean, he definitely stared down Dante Pettis the entire time. So everybody and their mama knew. And so did that cornerback. And he just jumped right in front of that pass and picked it off. Yeah, that was terrible right there. Clyde got that PL, that PL on. Oh my God, TJ saw that. Pick six, damage up. My God. Why, Tyler? Damn Shough. Dick passed Foskey in one game. Yeah, Isaiah Foskey, he done. Yeah, that's over with. That is over with. Yep, and they scored on the 2-point. Yeah, man, not a lot of optimism. Bro, his cheeks, be honest. 6'5", and he didn't see that. Well, I mean, that was a welcome to NFL pass right there. Like, probably in college, you'll get away with that, but you ain't getting away with that in the NFL. The Saints dropped the ball passing on Sanders. That's going to be the narrative. TJ, we're only got 3 quarterbacks, and now it will make Shadur passing up look even worse for the Saints now. Go get a vet at quarterback, might have a shot. I don't know, man. They're going to have to It's rather two things. It's two things that are going to happen. It's rather the Saints are going to do what you just said. Well, three things. It's rather these guys are going to improve with reps. The Saints are going to look at what they have and be like, man, let's just go out here and try to get a veteran. Or they're just going to let these guys just go out there and, and grow. I guess they say throw caution to the wind and end up like just trying to see what the season going to look like. And if none of them pan out, then you know where you at in 2026. Look, when you're going through a rebuild, it's probably best to see what you actually have on a team, and if it does not pan out, then it's just a disastrous season. And, you just go and see what 2026 has in store. I mean, the Saints are counting on Tyler Shough. They're counting on Spencer Rattler. So you might as well just try to see what you have, especially if you're going through a rebuild. Well, might as well look forward to next year's draft. Says we are cooked, TJ. This is why they should have gotten Shough. I know we're gonna hear this now. And like I said, I said that in a tweet. I said, for better or for worse, he's gonna be critiqued, and he's going to be compared to Shedeur Sanders. Like, as long as he's in a Saints uniform. Like, if he does bad, then guess what? They're gonna be like talking about, man, the Saints should have got Shedeur Sanders. That's just what it is. Get your blood pressure medicine ready, man. I don't need any blood pressure medication. I'm gonna tell you why, because I kind of see and know what the Saints, are dealing with. Like it's a rebuilding process. So it's kind of hard to really be upset about knowing that a team is going through a rebuild phase and they don't have the talent and or the depth as some of these other teams. They have to figure this thing out and work through it. Priest TJ, the rebuild has been a long time coming. Yeah, nobody likes to see the rebuild, but everybody wants to rebuild. Like, I don't know what people expected. Like when they say, "Oh man, we need the Saints to rebuild," I don't know what they would expect. I don't know if they just thought like maybe okay, we're gonna rebuild and these quarterbacks gonna look like Jalen Hurts or something like that, or Brock Purdy. And man, a rebuild is like when you have to go through some ugly phases in order for you to get better. Shedeur would have not fit Kellen Moore's system. I think he would have. I think he would. I think he would. I think he could have been a good fit for that system. Because I mean, in a lot of ways, like Shedeur has like ways like Dak Prescott. Like Dak Prescott can run, he can scramble, but he's trying to make plays from the pocket. So I can see a resemblance in that. So the time that Kellen Moore worked with Dak Prescott, I think that could have been a good fit for Shedeur Sanders. I don't think that it would have been a clash of styles. TJ, we should have gotten a veteran quarterback. I think that would have helped at minimum for mentor purposes, in my opinion. What you think? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, you got a very young quarterback room. So, and then, it's a lot of guys that don't know what they don't know, and as I look at the pass to the tight end there, yeah, you don't know what you don't know. And, having a guy in a room that has some level of experience and somebody you can possibly count on is key. Right now, you just have a bunch of inexperienced guys that you can't really say nothing to one another because y'all all in the same boat. So, I mean, you're pretty much all in the same boat. So at the end of the day, it's like, what can one say to the other? So having a veteran that has some level of experience, as Clyde Edwards-Helaire tries to get that first down, having a veteran that has experience, somebody that you can lean on and ask questions and stuff like that is helpful. So I don't know. Loomis goofy self wanted to keep running it back. To be fair, TJ, I just thought Jalen Milroe would have fit better, just being honest. I mean, look, I think that there's a place for Jalen Milroe too. Like, I don't think I don't think that there's a particular system that Kellen Moore just has. I think Kellen Moore is just one of those coaches that looks at what he has, understands it, and just like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're dealing with. So I'm gonna build a system around it. So any quarterback they would have selected, I think he would have had a plan for him. Tyler had a guy wide open. LOL. Well, TJ, no, I was pushing for Miro, but oh well, long season incoming. I don't know, man. I still don't feel like this game is indicative of what the season is going to be. I mean, you out here with a bunch of like inexperienced guys who more than likely not going to be on the team. Now you can talk about the quarterback position, but I do feel like some of this stuff could possibly be covered up by, some better, your starting offensive line, having Alvin Kamara as your feature running back, and also, utilizing some of these guys like Shough and Olave, so, I think that you might see a better version of what this is. Like, you don't want to put too much stock in what you're watching right now, based on like, man, this offensive line is just, most of these guys you're watching right now are not going to be on this football team in a couple of weeks. All right, we look at Tyler Shough looking off his back foot, but he does complete the pass down the field. Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the check down. So good pass right there. I know I probably seem like y'all further ahead than me, and I apologize if I'm kind of behind on, I'm behind. But but I think that Tyler Shough, I think he's made of the right stuff, man. I think that, he'll probably get better, with reps. And if you're being honest, based on like, even though he threw that interception, he's looked pretty good, All right, this pass right here to Dante Pettis. Pettis around the side. Like, I think he looked good. I mean, both guys, had moments. Both guys turned the ball over. And I think that's what you're gonna get no matter who the quarterback is. They're gonna have some good moments, and then they're gonna have some moments like, what in God's name just happened here? So, but I like both guys, man. I think, one thing that makes me feel good about, Spencer Rattler is he looks a little bit different, but one thing that's going to have him on that bench is him turning that ball over when he can't sense pressure. All right, we got Tyler Shough right here in the pocket, goes deep down the field, and that pass is caught. That's to Mason Tipton, and that's in for the touchdown. So Tyler Shough slinging that rock down the field, and Mason Tipton making plays. So Mr. All Airline making the plays in real time. So that's optimistic. Yeah, that seemed like that was a busted play. It seemed like the cornerback thought he was going to have safety help over the top. Miscommunication right there. Looked like he got him on a sluggo. And yeah, man, that's bad. I mean, that was a good pass. That was a nice pass by Tyler Shough, man. See, y'all got to just be patient with the young cat, man. He gonna be all right. They're going to be okay, man. Just let the man sling the rock. There you go. Look at him. He fired up, man. We got to start giving these players some grace, man. We got to start giving them some grace, man. Everybody, was on edge because you watched that Cleveland Browns game with Shedeur Sanders and how good he looked. And now everybody's like, okay, it's your turn, Tyler. Like, man, just calm down, man. Calm down. Like, God gonna have to figure it out. Boy dealt with the adversity. Tyler said, what y'all say? That interception is going to make him wake up. You know what I'm saying, man? Like, guys got to get reps. Like, they have got to get reps. Like, they got to get experience. Like, I want people to understand that Rome is not built in a day. And this, even though everybody kind of heard the talk about Tyler Shough and, he's 25 years old. And, and most quarterbacks his age, they come in, they quarterback. I mean, they NFL ready. Like, I don't think there's no such thing as NFL ready because you until you step foot in the National Football League, you don't know what to expect. which, a lot of players that I've had an opportunity to talk to, that's the one thing that I take away from each and every one of them. They said it's like nothing that you can train for. It's like, you just hop into the situation, and then you just got to make the best out of it. So, man, I say get a man some time, man. You get a man some time, he's gonna turn the ball over. I'm sure he's gonna make some mistakes, but that comes with all rookies, man. That comes with all rookies. And also, immediately following this game, we're going to be going live on the Bleacher Report. I got to make as this game draws to a close, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make a title and description for that, and I'll put the link inside of the comments, and y'all can check it out as we see. And Rico Payton. All right, so that was a good play right there. I mean, good by Rico, man. Rico had like a rough series where running back juked him out his shoes, and he had a face mask penalty. But well, that's not Rico Payton. But at the end of the day, it's like, he had a rough series, but he was able to kind of make some plays and improve. So I like Rico Payton. I think he's probably going to be a special teams guy. But at the end of the day, I think that he's made the right stuff because he was able to bounce right back, even though it wasn't him on that play. There was a play like in a red zone that he made. Oh, man. He lucky he got that ball out of his hands. The way he threw that ball, oh, yeah. When I seen him throw that ball,
I was like, oh, my God. When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, man, you see him throw that ball. That was a good pass right there. On time. Like, good throw right there. All right, says when I seen him throw that ball. Shough with a great response. Yeah, man, that's the way that you do it, man. That's the way you do it. That's the way you overcome adversity. There's a flag by Ugo Amadi. I don't know about that. I gotta see that one, man. Them boys in mid-season form. The announcers are very biased against it's a Chargers radio network, man. It's not like how it is in it's not like how it is in a regular season where you have, the Fox panel or CBS panel and they impartial. Like, this is the Los Angeles Chargers station. So yeah, they're going to be biased. They're going to be biased against that. Just like, when the Saints, they dominate the broadcast when they come to New Orleans. So yeah, it's going to be like that. Like it's local stations that cover preseason. So that's the reason why you hear, like more biased commentary. Yeah, but yeah, that's the reason why, man. It's different between major networks and local networks. Right now, it's local networks. Staley's defense has been flying around today, though. Yeah, that's a good thing. They're gonna need this defense to play well until this offense figure it out. They're gonna need that. And I gotta say, man, this telecast of the Chargers, I mean, is god awful. I mean, audio has been terrible. I mean, it's been going in and out, been kind of choppy. Man, that's one play out. That's one thing you don't want to do when you're returning a kick. You don't want to expose your back to the defender. Like, that's not going to like that's a recipe for disaster right there, a back issue. So I will say this though, I won't say I wasn't impressed, but I don't think Bud Means took advantage of his opportunities in this game. Like, he had opportunity to get a first down. He was all alone on one pass, ball just tipped out his hand. That, you got to take advantage of these opportunities. Like, Bud Means is a player that I think the Saints are relying on to be maybe a big target for him. But, when you get thrust into the lineup and your number is called, you got to take advantage of those opportunities. But I'm pretty sure he'll get it. Shough with a great response. Let's see, TJ, that clip. When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, oh my God. What if Shough throws another touchdown? If he throws another touchdown, that'll be great. I think that'll make some of these Saints fans who emotions waver from first down to second down, you'll probably get them excited. Like I said, none of this stuff to me, I feel like is an indicator of what the season is going to be. Like I've seen teams go undefeated in the preseason and look like slaw the regular season, right? I mean, it's not indicative. Like you want to be able to get some successful scoring drives, but I think preseason really number one is designed for players that's possibly on a bubble to have enough tape, rather for the team to be able to analyze them or another team to be able to check them out. And then number two is just like, you also want to get some reps for your guys that are starters. Like nobody's really concerned about some of these defensive players. That's why you don't see guys like Alontae Taylor out there. You don't see Chase Young out there, Carl Granderson. You don't see these guys playing because you already know what these players are going to do, and those are your core players. So you're relying on them to give you the most success, not guys that are like third, fourth strings that are not only playing for a spot on the Saints team, but maybe for them to be able to get picked up by another team if it doesn't pan out with New Orleans. So, I don't think that this is indicative on how the season is going to come. Like when it comes to these quarterbacks, they just need reps and experience. They just need reps and experience, and that happens by doing what Tyler Shough just did. Throwing a pick six, then turning back around and going back down the field and scoring touchdowns. That's just what it is. So, got to be patient. All right, throws that. Oh man, good pass right there, and good yards after the catch by Velus Jones there. I mean, everybody's been very impressed with Jones. In training camp and practices, his name has been called several times. That's the way you're gonna make the team, man. Whether it's gonna be a kick return or just making plays like that, man. That's how you end up staying in the NFL. If the Saints have too many numbers at the running back position, there's other teams that you can be out here putting this type of stuff on tape for. All right. Right here, roll out right there, throws it. That was, that would have been a good pass. That would have been a good pass right there, man. Had that pressure on him. Tried to get the ball to Mason Tipton on that. What I would like from Tyler Shough, to be honest with you, I just don't want him to be staring down his receivers. But that's a rookie mistake right there. Now you stare down that receiver in the NFL, that ball going the other way. Now you got to be able to look. You got to be able to look it off, and that's a sack. And that offensive line is not doing. That offensive line is not doing that offense any favors. But I mean, I don't know. That's a combination. That's a combination of both things. Number one, there's bad offensive line play, and two is taking a little bit too long to go through your reads, man. You got to get that ball out your hand, especially when his offensive line is garbage. It had the handoff right there. Tries to throw it. That's the Velus Jones. They ain't going nowhere. Let me just enjoy some football. Hey, that's what it's all about right there. Just enjoy it. I'm just happy that football back. I'm just happy football is back, folks. Agreed. Preseason games are only to give another chance for those who didn't make it to the roster. Yeah, man, look. You look at preseason, and most teams aren't even like utilizing their starters. You got some teams out there like the Chiefs. You had Patrick Mahomes have a series. Cincinnati, Joe Burrow had a series, but most teams use this to take a look at some of these players that are on a bubble. So that's what preseason is really designed for. It's not like, oh, all of a sudden I'm about to empty the clip. Like I know we want to be entertained, that's what we're here for, but for the most part, it's just about getting as many reps on film as you can. Hey, TJ, on a side note, congratulations to you and the missus on your anniversary. Scott, I appreciate that. Yeah, me and my wife celebrate our 5th year wedding anniversary on Saturday. And everybody know, man, I love my wife. I love my wife, and just happy, to have her in my life. And so yeah, celebrating 5 years, 5 down, a lifetime to go, man. TJ, that Charger station you watching is garbage. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Like I said, audio issues. Like you keep on like flickering in and out. It's pretty bad. But I'm getting my Shannon Sharp on today because not the other Shannon Sharp stuff. I'm referring to him watching the game with the volume down. That's what I'm talking about. I talk, y'all like shouts out to Shannon Sharp. Y'all know what I'm talking about. At least the defense been playing good today. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, let's look at the bright spots, what's going on right now, which is I'm seeing a lot of young players on the defensive side of football making plays. I'm sorry, but Isaiah Foskey, man, your time is up, my friend. I mean, the fact that you're still out there just deep. This guy's a 2nd round pick, man. And he played with 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. And I have yet to see him make an impactful play. I mean, sometimes you got it, man, and sometimes you don't. That's just a fact, man. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. And it can't be taught to you. Some guys just don't have that motor, man. Some guys just don't have that extra give. And I think that's going to cost him. I think that's the reason why he's not going to make the team. And he, unless some other team get their hand on him. I need wide receivers bad. Rice is going to get suspended. All I have is road runner wide receivers. This line is something. Yeah, it's something terrible. Something terrible. Brandon says, happy belated anniversary, excuse me. Thank you, man. Yeah, man, it's a great weekend. My birthday is on August 8th, and my wedding anniversary on August 9th. So so man, it was a great weekend, be able to, spend my birthday with my wife and son, and then, turn around and, have my wedding anniversary. My O-line needs protect me. I've been getting sacked. My best friend isn't the same anymore. He's declining. Let's see, not the other Shannon Sharp. Yeah, we ain't talking about that. We just talking about watching TV with the volume down. Said he just made a play. Okay. He tried to make a play, little shoestring tackle right there, Patrick. But still, that ain't good enough for me. Y'all know that ain't good enough, man. Y'all know this man ain't making a team. Y'all know this guy ain't making no team, bro. Y'all know this man ain't making the team. If he make the team, it's going to be on special team. Like, y'all already know that. I like Diggs. Yeah, I like him too. I seen him flashing a couple of times. Like, there was one play, Trey Lance was like, trying to get the edge, and he cut it off quick. That guy fast. All right, that pass is caught. I don't understand, like, why Price allowed him to just catch that pass, man. He had opportunity to knock that ball away, but, made the tackle, though. Ellis is fast, I noticed. Foskey getting cut. Yeah, I don't think he's making the team. I don't think he's making the team, man. Ain't not much of an impact. Not much of an impact. He warming up now. Who's ahead to be the quarterback starter in your opinion? Based on this game, man, like if you just like evaluating and watching the game, you would probably say like Tyler Shough, took a step ahead. But I haven't seen anything like that was just earth-shattering from either one of the guys. I mean, that was a good touchdown pass from Tyler Shough to Mason Tipton, but I don't feel like any of these guys like really separated themselves. This is almost like, Spencer Rattler and Jake Hanna last season in preseason, where it looked like both guys were kind of neck and neck. But I will say this, and this I stand by this statement, folks. I stand by this statement. I didn't even realize I didn't really have my on. I'm actually talking to y'all through my computer. I didn't even realize that. Let me see if I can adjust this. Okay. I think it adjusted itself. But number one, I stand by what I said at the beginning of the offseason. I said if Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shough are neck and neck and, it's too close to call, Tyler Shough is going to start over Spencer Rattler. I mean, that's just the truth. Like, if these games are going to – if they're evaluating based on these games and it's neck and neck like how we're seeing right now, Spencer Rattler going to start – Tyler Shough is going to start over Spencer Rattler. Because they're going to feel like, okay, if Spencer Rattler has come into season number 2, he looks different. He looks the part. And then all the while, Tyler Shough is still like neck and neck with him. They're going to feel like, well, the floor, like the floor is higher, or the ceiling is higher rather for Tyler Shough. That's what they're going to, see. Because if they're on the same equal playing field, then they're going to be like, well, might as well go with the guy that we drafted. That's why I say, like, in these games, like, Spencer Rattler had to be, like, undeniable. If there's, like, any type of similarities or they feel like it's close or it's neck and neck, or even Spencer Rattler is just a tad bit better in some things, they probably going to let Tyler Shough start. I got to make sure I get the names right because apparently, like, I stumbled over something about the Cleveland Browns, and then all of a sudden somebody was like, why should I listen to you? You ain't even know the dude played for the Browns. I'm like, okay, you can't make mistakes on here, folks. You can't stumble over words over here. You can't do that. Like, you got to be a perfectionist. But I encourage that young person, whoever like tried to, sneak that into the chat, to please, when we open up them phone lines, please call me and we'll see how much football I know and we'll see how much football you know. Hopefully I don't embarrass you too much. Let's see. Quarterbacks is so close. This game doesn't help either. Quarterback, Rattler couldn't move the team, but Shough took us down the field twice. Yeah, I mean, these things, this is helping the cause for Tyler Shough. Like I said, if they both like look pretty similar or it's too close to call, then they're gonna go with Tyler Shough. All right. I mean, that was a smart punt, get out of the way, but that was just an even better punt by the kicker there. So yeah, man, like if it's neck and neck, I'm telling you, if it's neck and neck, Tyler Shough gonna win the competition. He's gonna win the competition. TJ James Cometa said, "Oh man, shouts out to my boy James Comezi, man. That man is the truth, bro. You the truth. That man worked hard, and man, he deserves everything that's coming his way, man. Shouts out to James Cometa, man. Very knowledgeable guy, and works really hard, man. Like, it's great to see like people who have passion and love and work hard, like, just knock it out of the park, man. Superstar right there. Man, good pass right there. What was that? Monteval? Let's see. Fidel Diggs look nice. Yeah, I like him, man. I think you might have a guy who can fly all over the field. And, you probably going to have to earn his keep on special teams. But, still, I mean, there are opportunities. People get opportunities by making a team on special teams. Still can't believe we didn't bring back MVS. Yeah, I don't think that was a good decision. I think MVS with this group, I think they could have been something special because MVS is a dog. That dude is not afraid with the pass. Okay, he running. Oh, man, good pass. What they saying, he was out of bounds? Okay, that pass is caught. Man, good. Hey, good pocket awareness right now from Tyler Shough. Excuse me. Like, I like this. I'm like I said, I'm a little behind from everybody, but he rolls to his left. Now, you probably think that he was going to take off, but that's going to help him in the long run, right? Him extending plays like this, moving out the pocket, showing a little strength, and then he throws the ball, And I mean, he's the step, he's really fast, man. Like a lot of people don't realize how fast this guy is, which you're probably about to see him run right here, and he slides, which is a smart play right there. But he a lot of people don't look at him as fast, man, but he is extremely fast. I think he ran like a 4.7 at the combine. He can move, man. Shough can run a little bit. Yeah, he can. I mean, even Cam Jordan said that. He said he's sneaky fast, Is Taysom Hill on the team? Yeah, Taysom Hill is on the team, but he had that ACL, tear towards the end of the season. So, he's going to start the season, on IR. So he probably ain't going to see Taysom, which is probably a good thing for the Saints, like because the Saints utilized Taysom Hill so much at the beginning of the season, like around November, December, like he's kind of worn down. So probably when he comes back, probably late October, early November, they're going to really be able to utilize him, and he's going to have fresh legs. So that's a good thing. Well, let's see how Shough finished the fourth quarter. I mean, looking all right right now. Poison the pocket, throws the pass. That pass is just tipped. That was a good defensive play right there. That was a good play right there. I mean, I see some good things out of Tyler Shough, man. I see some good things. And I also see some things he just has to work on. Like that was clearly pass interference, but But I mean, that was a good play on his part, man, making that play and not getting caught. But yeah, he definitely pulled on the jersey right there. Yeah, it was a good scramble. Yeah, he's being smart. Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes you got to put that ball down and run, and sometimes you got to try to extend the play. But the Saints, based on their offensive line, they need a quarterback that has the ability to scramble a little bit outside the pocket, because they're gonna have to use their feet, rather it's to extend plays, or they're gonna have to like use their feet in order to try to get some yards or whatever, so they won't be in a precarious situation like a 2nd and 14 or a 2nd and 15 by having a statue in the pocket. Get Mike T on the line. Let's see. Reminds me of Daniel Jones a lot. I don't see Daniel Jones when I'm looking at him. I'm trying to look at his game. I'm trying to look at his game, man, and see who he remind me of. He don't remind me of Daniel Jones. He don't remind me of him. I gotta see. Like he's not like. He's not like I can see why the Saints drafted him though. I can see why the Saints drafted him. But I'm really sitting up here trying to see like who he reminds me of, like as far as his play. I mean, I gotta see. I'm glad no Allen, no Carr. That's good enough for me. I ain't worried about the skilled players. I'm worried about the old line because Radden's getting them boys killed. Well, let's just hope that Trevor Penning, I know they said he left on a cart. Hopefully it's not nothing serious, so you don't have to see Dylan Radens, or, Cesar Ruiz holds up. Like, hopefully we don't have to go through that. Better point kickoff returns can help in terms of the offense, starting with better field position. Well, these new rules that they put in place, Brandon, is going to help. Like the ball going into the end zone starts the ball at 35. So, it gives you better field position. Also, the fact that more teams are probably going to be kicking the ball into the field of play is probably going to help field position as well. Tipton reminds me of Lance Moore. I can see a little bit of that. I mean, but Lance Moore showed up on Sundays, though. I mean, Mason Tipton, like, God bless him, man. But it's mostly been like in practice, right? Even though he played in a few games last season, I didn't see him as active. Flacco, I don't see Flacco either. I don't see Flacco because Flacco, Flacco ain't about to move out no pocket now. Flacco ain't going out no pocket. Sorry to set Baker Mayfield. Let's see. Kellen Moore, we just gotta keep chopping wood. Man, we don't need to chop no wood, man. Enough wood chopping. I mean, that we don't need to see that. Just need to oh man, that's a good run right there. But nah, man, you just gotta go through the motions, man, and figure this thing out. That's what happens in a rebuild. A young Phillip Rivers. Yep. That's who he remind me of. I think I said that before too. I say he does remind me of Phillip Rivers. He reminds me of Phillip Rivers, with some legs. Like he can move. Phillip Rivers ain't moving, man. But yeah, he does have like some Phillip Rivers qualities. Probably don't talk as much, junk as Phillip Rivers. But I like one thing about Tyler Shough, and I think this is going to help him in the long run. But of course, I mean, you got to put together some good games and some good tape. I mean, he seems like he's extremely confident in himself. It's not like the situation is so overwhelming. Like all of these rookie quarterbacks that I've seen, like over the course of this weekend, like they're coming in with a different type of confidence. Like the moment isn't too big for them. It seems like they feel like I deserve to be here. They don't feel like they're really too rattled by the moment. So that'll work for them. All right, and that catch right there. I don't know, man. I don't know why they playing some of that soft coverage right there. They playing a lot of zone out there. A lot of zone. Let's see. He reminds me a little of Nick Foles. I mean, that could be a good thing or bad thing. I mean, we talking about Eagles, Nick Foles, or just Nick Foles in general. Dude played just like Carson Wentz. I don't really see Carson Wentz either. I don't really see Carson Wentz, man. Carson Wentz, like when Carson was before the injury, like Carson Wentz, he kind of reminded me of a young Elway. You know what I'm saying? Like he kind of reminded me of him. Had a really good arm, was able to fit it through tight windows, scramble a little bit. I mean, John Elway did too, but kind of remind me of that, like before he got injured. Kendra seemed to have some swagger to him this year. New coaching staff giving him a shot. Well, look, man, you got to see what Kendre Miller can do. And Kendre has got to take advantage of these opportunities. It seems like the Saints want him to be that number 2 guy, which is the reason why, they're utilizing. They're utilizing him on special teams. I've seen some runs, they're really featuring him. So it just seems like the Saints have a plan and they want Kendre Miller to be in it. I always say, Kendre Miller's issue isn't, his ability, his skill set. It's just him being able to grasp the concept of the offense and being able to be relied on in certain situations. Like you got to be able to pick up the blitz coverage. You got to be able to do the little things that running backs do. It can't just be like, okay, let me hand you off the football and hit your head on a goalpost. It's more to that than just playing, the running back position and just, throwing it to the wall. This isn't high school football here, man. It's the NFL. For real, I don't know who he reminds me of. I mean, I see a little bit of Phillip Rivers. Like I said, he got a little gunslinger in him. But I think like I said, the one thing that he has going for him is his confidence. He believes in himself, and that's something that is going to help him. Like especially if he ends up playing well. Because, Saints fans, they love themselves a confident football player, not just quarterback, but a player in general. If he goes out there and he talks noise and he's confident in his abilities and he backs it up, all right. Man, that was a good play right there. Good breakup. Yeah, those are the type of plays that you need to make right there. Like I say, you got to, and that's Giannis Sinker right there. See, I mean, everybody's been talking about this young man, the rookie out of Virginia. I actually had opportunity to watch him play, man. Like Virginia came to Coastal Carolina last season, and dude was all over the field. Like he was all over the field. I'm like, my goodness, man, making plays. They couldn't like their offense couldn't really do anything. I mean, he was flying all over the field. So Giannis Sinker, continuing to make plays. And I mean, that's what's going to help you make the team. That's what's going to help you make the team. So a lot of these guys that hit deep in the fourth quarter, you got Brighton out there, the rookie out of Texas. I see Diggs who's still out there. So I see a lot of these young players that the Saints have drafted still on the field. And also Isaiah Foskey is still out there. Still out there on the field, man. 7 minutes left in the game. And he's still in the game. So go ahead and read some more of your comments there. It says, dude played just like Carson Wentz. Bro got to stay healthy. Before them injuries, he was a dog. Yeah, man, Carson Wentz was on his way to being the offense, not the league MVP. Like he was having an MVP season. Like people tend to forget about that, man. Like he got hurt like deep into the season. Like, and man, he was carrying that football team. He was carrying them guys. And who knows, like people would have been thinking about him a little bit differently if he never got hurt. That's unfortunate for him. You didn't see Foskey make that tackle for loss. I mean, he better be making tackles for loss. If you're in a game with third and fourth string guys, now you better be making it. You're a second round pick. You better. He has he recorded a stat yet? Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's on the board. Let's go say I'm taking a look at Isaiah Foskey's stat line right now. Let's see what he has done. All right, I'm trying to see, still looking. Yeah, man, I'm not seeing him on here. Let's he just made a play or something, but according to this, you got Stallbird, who's leading the team in tackles with 7. You got Jalen Ford, who's next with 7. Fadil Diggs has 4. Vandy Stutzman has 3. Yeah, man, I'm not seeing my boy Isaiah Foskey on here, man. I'm not seeing him on here. It don't seem like he recorded a tackle, which, that's not a good thing. Like he didn't play a lot of snaps today. They all wrong, TJ. Shough plays like Bobby Abel. Let's see. Tyler reminds me of Andrew Luck. Saints fans can only wish that he's Andrew Luck. See, if he Andrew Luck, I'd take that. I don't like important players still out there this late. Who's the important player that's out here? I mean, most of these guys are like on a bubble trying to make the team. So I don't know if you still out here. Like they got questions about you, and your chances of making a team are probably slim to none. Or you really got to do something. That's a sack right there. I don't know. Everybody be trying to, celebrate and be like, that's me. No, that's me. That's me. So I don't know who got that sack. I don't know who got the sack. It's like somebody injured on the field. Game kind of flew by, though. Billy Joe Hobart. Nah. I ain't Billy Joe Hobart. Second and third strings need to hustle to be part of the 53. Yep. And that's why you want to, have as many reps as you possibly can. You're not just playing for the, to make the Saints roster. You're playing to make other teams' rosters too. That's what you're playing for. Hopefully Miller stays healthy this year. Yeah, I think if he stays healthy, he'll have a solid season. If he, pays attention to detail. That running back room is kind of crowded right now. I don't know who separated themselves today. I mean, Kendra seemed like he was running pretty well. I mean, but I'll take a look at the stat line of the running backs. Kendre Miller, 6 carries for 15 yards. Cam Akers, 4 carries for 9. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 4 carries for 6. And Village Jones, 1 carry for -1. Like I say, nobody really like knocking your socks off here. You know, Brandon Cooks had a catch in the game. Bud Means had 1 catch for 12 yards. I'm looking at the wide receivers now. Dante Pettis, 2 catches for 25. Cedric Wilson, 3 catches for 37. And Mason Tipton, 1 catch for 54 yards. That it was that 54-yard touchdown that he had. So, like, nobody really separated themselves in the running back room. Like I said, the Saints are making it very, very clear that they want Kendre Miller to work out. You're not gonna give him those many touches in a game if you don't want to see what this guy has, and you don't want to. They're trying to get as much tape on this guy as possible. All right, so he had 6 carries in a game. Like, he led the running back room in touches. And I'm trying to see. Also, he also had a catch, so that's another target. He had 1 target on there. That's 7. Then let's see on special teams. Let's go down here. He had a kick return, so it gave him 8 touches in the game total. It seemed like that's more touches than any other running back in that room. So what that tells you. Shough played like a rookie, not bad though. Yeah, it wasn't bad. I thought that his performance was, wasn't terrible. I mean, that interception that he threw, like, to me, that was a welcome to the NFL type moment right there. Like, you cannot stare down a wide receiver and think that you about to deliver that ball to him. Like, it's just not happening. Like, I knew, like, I was watching at home and I can see that he was going to throw the ball to Dante Pettis. Like, he didn't look at any of his other reads. Like, he was just hell bent on throwing that football to Dante Pettis. And that cornerback saw that jump right in front of him. Not that though is nearly there yet, but I see Rich Gannon. I'll take Rich Gannon too. Raiders Rich Gannon, I'll take that. Yeah, Shough was solid, rooting for the guy. I think he was solid. I think, that was a solid performance. That's the type of performance that still has you in a running to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like, Spencer Rattler didn't help his cause. He just didn't. Like, Spencer Rattler was Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler did some of the things that we saw him do last season. And, you got to be able to turn it on. And, Tyler Shough, to me, kind of, helped his cause. So if you came into the game like, oh, man, all these reports we're hearing, Tyler Shough is getting beat out by Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler looks like the more pro-ready starting quarterback, and then all of a sudden you play in a game and Tyler Shough started making some really good decisions and making some plays. Like, it don't matter what Spencer Rattler did in practice. I mean, it may matter, but what you're actually doing in a game against the competition, it means more to me than you just going out there throwing a ball in practice. Like, what type of decisions are you making when the real pressure is behind you? Like, the pressure in practice, like, these guys aren't hitting quarterbacks. But the Chargers are hitting you, right? The Cardinals in week 1 will hit your quarterback. So how are you going to be able to respond? So that interception did wake him up. Yeah, I mean, when that interception woke him up, he started making better plays and started making better decisions. As of right now, he's 15 of 22, 165 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. So he's 15 of 22, 165 yards. Spencer Rattler, 7-11 for 53. So, telling y'all, man, like, you gotta get a young bull some time, man. Gotta give him some time to figure it out. Like, Rome wasn't built in a day. I know y'all don't want to hear that. Like, you want instant gratification, and I understand that, but it's gonna take homie some time. And on my TV right now, Jake Haener is in the game right now. So Jake Haener pretty much having mop-up duty. Probably gonna be where he's gonna be according to the depth chart. Seems like this is a 2-man race right now. And Jake Haener, I respect him because he's such a competitor, man. I mean, he's not the tallest guy. He doesn't have the best arm. That's a good pass right there. He doesn't have the biggest arm, but he has a lot of heart and he has a lot of confidence in himself. And like I said, man, I can see this guy being like a coordinator, a coach, like down the line. Said, man, Jake in the game. Good night, folks. That would be like that, man. Let Jake Haener get his reps, man. Let him get his reps. I had to explain to folks online his last name isn't Shough or Tyler Shough. Yeah, a lot of people, if you don't follow the team, you don't know how to pronounce his name. The White Ranger. I like Haener, but he's more backup quarterback. Yeah, he's a backup quarterback. I mean, he that's what he is. And I think, he understands that. And he tried to throw the ball, delivers a flag on a play. And let's see, Haener is out there now. So, okay, you talking about the White Ranger. Okay. I see the necklace on. I thought that was referring to somebody on us. I thought he was talking about Tyler Shough. Because I looked down like the White Ranger. What they calling them now? The Chargers have a serious injury bug problem. I'm glad the Saints are going to make it out the game healthy. Yeah, I mean, look, the Chargers are going to be a good football team. I mean, that's what it is. Like, Jim Harbaugh is a hell of a coach. Everywhere he goes, like, teams improve. So it's not a surprise. It's not a surprise at all. I'll take myself off camera just for a second. I got to go ahead and type up this description because we're going to be going live. And then that was a terrible pass by Jake Haener. Why are you trying to throw the ball across your body like that? You can't see the defender coming underneath, and it got picked off. I don't know what. I don't know why you would do something like that. That's insane. But then can't help your calls that way, man. Can't help your calls like that. Yeah, we will be going live immediately following this on Bleacher Report to talk about this game. Saints versus Chargers, highs and lows. What can the Saints work on? We're going to be going live after this, okay? Saints versus Chargers. Preseason game number 1. I'm still here. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. What y'all think about the game? What y'all think about Tyler Shough's performance? Matter of fact, go ahead and put all 3 quarterbacks. Well, I don't think that's fair. Just the 2 quarterbacks, because Jake Haener, I mean, it is what it is at this point. God bless the brother, but we know that he ain't in this competition. What y'all think, man? What do y'all think about the quarterback performances? What do you give each quarterback? Do you think anybody helped or hurt their calls in this game on tonight? What y'all think? Y'all think they helped or they hurt they calls? All right, let's see. Says Shough get a C+. Rattler with a C, Tyler Shough with a C+. Yeah, it look like a lot of C's. Shough is a B. All right. This is just for I'll come back on camera. This is just for this particular game. All right. This is not indicative of what the season is going to be, but based on this game, who do you think is going to be the starter week 1? Who do y'all think is going to be the starter week 1 based on this game? If they looking at this game to determine who's going to be the starter, who you think going to be the starter? I'm gonna say Tyler Shough, because there was no separation between the 2 quarterbacks, and that's what I'm saying. If Spencer Rattler is playing the quarterback position and is equal to what Tyler Shough is playing, or even if he does a little bit better than what you have seen from Tyler Shough, Tyler Shough is still gonna get the start. Like, Spencer Rattler would have to come out here, like, facilitate a opening drive, score a touchdown, then come back out here, score another touchdown, like, in order for us to be like, okay. It's kind of like when they had the quarterback competition between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill, and they had that game versus Jacksonville, and then Jameis just came out there and just lit it up. Like, and everybody like, okay, that's gonna be the starter. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, it would have to been something like that for Spencer Rattler. But right now, like, he didn't help his cause at all. He didn't help it at all. He didn't lose the starting competition, but he definitely didn't separate himself from this. And honestly, it made Tyler Shough stock even higher because he actually came in and played in a real game and looked pretty poised in the pocket and made some plays and some decent decision making too. So it's not helping. TJ keeping it real. We need a quarterback. Spencer is not him. Shough will be the starter. Still will say we will have a sorry ass quarterback. I don't know if the Saints need a quarterback or not, right? I think Shough is ahead. I still think Rattler is ahead, but Tyler Shough doing this in a real game against the opposition, I think it helps his cause. I think that you gotta look at this like, okay, if we went into this game believing, okay, we're gonna go into the season, start Spencer Rattler. Now it's like, you have to have another conversation. Like, man, okay, like I know we wanted to start Spencer, but man, look at the way Tyler responded. I thought he did a good job. Oh man, Moss, two dudes. Tyler starting first this Sunday. Yeah, I think next game. Yeah, I think next game against Jacksonville, I think he's gonna end up starting. I think Tyler Shough gonna start the next game. You got to be able to dominate backups. I think this week one starter will come down to the last preseason game. Yeah, I think that what the Saints are going to do, they're going to let Tyler Shough start the next game. I think at least, like, based on this performance, if you were going into a preseason game number 2 and saying Spencer Rattler was going to be the starter, I think Tyler Shough has done enough in this game for you to say, okay, man, we're going to start Tyler next week. So if you was thinking like, okay, we're looking at practice, we're evaluating both guys, and it looked like Spencer is a little bit ahead of the curve, and we're going to start him. I think that this game helped Tyler Shough. Like, if you were questioning like having him start next week, I think that he answered that question, and I think you're going to let him start. Tyler and Rattler look good, but Tyler got the touchdown. I don't want to say. Well, they both had moments. I'm gonna just say they both had moments. Oh my goodness, enough with Shadur crap. Look, man, people like Shadur Sanders, Dalton. Like, that ain't going nowhere, bro. I don't even know. Like, getting yourself upset about that ain't helping. That ain't going nowhere. As long as Tyler Shough is the Saints quarterback, he is going to be compared to Shadur Sanders, especially if Shadur Sanders jumps the depth chart and ends up becoming the starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. He's always going to be compared to him. So if Tyler Shough ends up being the Saints franchise quarterback and he's leading the Saints to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl or something like that, that's the only way like this conversation is going to stop. That's the only way. It's always going to be there. He's always going to be compared to him. It's almost like the Davenport Lamar Jackson thing. Like, Davenport is always going to be compared to Lamar Jackson because everybody felt the Saints could have had Lamar Jackson, but instead they went go get Davenport. TJ, let me tell you something. When I seen Tyler throw that, I said, "Oh my God!"
When I seen him throw that ball, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, man, that was a good pass. LOL, he's getting mad at that people have a right to their opinion. Yeah, man, that ain't going nowhere. I ain't about to go up here and be debating about that. That's a losing battle. He is forever going to be compared to Shadur Sanders. That Shough bomb was nasty. Yeah, that was a really good deep pass. I will say, man, he has a nice deep deep ball, like throwing the ball down the field. He has a really good deep ball. His short intermediate passes are really good too. He has a lot of zip on those passes. And also, man, I like the fact that how he's standing strong in that pocket. I don't like, however, how that dude just switched field and he just scored a touchdown on the Saints like that. But other than that, I think that, he showed poise in the pocket. He was able to move around. He was able to extend plays. And, that's what you want to see. You're going and rocking with third and fourth string offensive linemen out there. You still like moving around the pocket, making plays. So run game is going to have to be key this year. Yeah, I mean, look, these guys, look, it's deep into the game. I mean, homeboy just cut back. Isaiah Foskey just lost containment. My goodness, bro. I'm pretty sure Notre Dame probably need like an intern or something like that, on the defensive side of football. Because this NFL thing, it don't seem like it's working out for a young Isaiah Foskey. I really wanted to see this dude work out. You never want to see a player who get drafted this high like end up flaking out. But I don't know, man. He don't have enough aggression for me. Like, I don't think that you can't make it in the NFL if you're not aggressive. And I don't feel like he's aggressive enough. No Arch Manning talk, please. Like, nah. Foskey's still in the game. Any word on Penny's injury? I didn't hear anything about that. Here we come, Arch. Here we come. Man, y'all think it's gonna be that bad? Do y'all really think it's gonna be that bad? Y'all think that the season is gonna be so bad that the Saints gonna be drafting Arch Manning? I don't think so. Like, you out here with third and fourth string guys, man. It's not, you don't have your starters out here. You don't have your starters out here, man. Them dudes in street clothes. You got second, third, fourth string, fifth string guys on here, man. Most of these players aren't even going to be in the NFL in the next couple of weeks. TJ, does Tyler throw a side on? Yeah, he does. Yeah, at times, like those short intermediate passes, you see a lot of them short side on pass. Village Jones with the run, cuts back. Good run right there, man. Gets to midfield. So, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like, guys like Village Jones, they're helping their stock. Like, you already know who your starters are. You already know who your core players for the most part are. The rest of these guys are just trying to make the team. And Village Jones doing stuff like that, this is what you want to see. This is how you end up making a football team. And, and if he does a good enough job, he can be that kick returner, because I don't think the Saints are going to be utilizing Rashid Shaheed in that capacity as often as they once did. If anything, give me the quarterback from Clemson if all goes wrong. Or Kupchik. I think or Kupnik. What you think of Miller? He seems like he doesn't want it. I didn't get that impression today. I didn't get that impression at all, man. I think that Kendre Miller ran with a lot of bursts. You can tell like he's a little bit lighter. Seems like he's more healthier than he's ever been in the league. I like what I saw out of him. Wish Jameis was still here, honestly. I think he would be good in this offense. Yeah, I mean, at least it would have been exciting. It would have been feast of famine. I don't think the season going to be bad. We playing guys that's not even going to make the team. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not looking at this game and putting in any stock in like long-term success for the Saints. And I don't think you should either. I don't. You got a lot of players on this team that is going to be the Saints are looking for to be instrumental in the success of the team. They're not playing. So what I'm looking at is how are some of these young players responding to their opportunities? Like Village Jones got the ball to midfield. Diggs, Fidel Diggs, he's out there flying around the field. Jalen Ford is out there making plays. DeMarco Jackson had a pass deflection. You had Christian Boyd who was able to get pressure and get the sack. Like those are the players that I'm looking at. Like looking at, these cornerbacks, that's out there getting worked, murked. Like these guys aren't making a team. So I ain't like, don't even get yourself frustrated. Man, he ain't make no play. Man is a 4th, 5th string guy. They just got him out here just as a body. They got a body out there, so they don't have to put any wear and tear on somebody that's going to end up being a starter. I like the poise and confidence after Tyler threw that pick. Yep, he went right back. Like wasn't discouraged. He wasn't discouraged. Like he went back out there, threw the ball down the field on time. And also you can say that he wasn't discouraged about that pass that he threw to Kevin Austin because, Kevin Austin was open. He kind of sailed it. Now Kevin Austin had to reach out and try to catch that pass, man. I mean, you're on a bubble, bro. You got to make a play, but man, what is going on? I don't know what that was. I don't know if that was a catch, a fumble. I don't know what that was. I don't know what they was doing. I'm late, TJ. What's your overall take of the game? I think there was some highs and some lows, Villy. I think there was some highs, some lows. I thought there was some positive things that you can take away from the game. I think that Spencer Rattler had his moments. Like, you still got to hold on to the football. Like, ball security is key, man. Tyler Shough threw a pick 6, but he came right back and responded. So that's what you want to see. Jake Hayne out here scrambling. You got to be careful, man. You got to be careful. I understand what you want to show everybody you tough and try to get everybody riled up, but got to live to fight another day, young man. Shough played really good. Yeah, I thought he was solid, man. I don't say really good. I thought he was solid. I think that, he responded, all things considered. Bad. Yeah, that's almost was picked. That almost was picked. Been a minute since I tapped in line. I can say one thing, definitive, Hayner not definitively that boy ain't it. He ain't it. Our offensive line still needs work. I don't know, man. I gotta go back and see who actually started this game. I gotta see, like, do they need work, or do these these backups? Now they definitely need some work. They definitely need some work. Kid has to get his feet wet, TJ. You know that Oklahoma drill used to get. Yeah, man. Look, you got to get that experience, man. Got to get that experience. It takes reps. It takes time. Don't think Shadir outside Shough that much, to be honest. I'm gonna say this. I think that I didn't go into this game with comparing Shadir Sanders to Tyler Shough. I made a tweet that I just feel like that's just how this game works. If a team drafts you and the general consensus is you should have drafted this guy, then everybody's going to be comparing the guy you should have drafted to the one that you did. If I'm looking at two different narratives here, right? I'm looking at a narrative when it comes to Shadir Sanders, a guy who was drafted in the 5th round. Everybody's saying I don't say everybody, but you have individuals believing that this guy wasn't that good. And he's a 5th round pick for a reason. And people are okay with that. So if he goes out there, I want people to understand this. People saying, oh, that wasn't impressive. But what are we talking about? So if he's a 5th round pick and he goes in the 5th round, he goes out there and he balls out like that, then you have to at least admit that 5th round tag wasn't warranted. People are looking at Shadir Sanders and comparing him to all these other quarterbacks because now I will say this. There's the majority of people that follow Shadir Sanders believe that he should have been at least a 1st round pick. So that's what people are looking at. That's what people are paying attention to. And because he did so well, now everybody's looking at the fact that he was a 5th round pick And all these other quarterbacks that were drafted before him didn't put together a game like he did. But I think that it was mostly the excitement of people to actually see him play and to see that he actually, facilitated 3 scoring drives. But if we're looking at it from a different standpoint, there were times where Shedeur Sanders threw the ball into traffic, could have got picked off. It could have. But the fact that he walks away from the game with 2 touchdowns, no picks, people are going to be evaluating Tyler Shough, which his stat line is not terrible. 15 of 22, 165 yards, and 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He was sacked twice. If I'm not mistaken, Shedeur Sanders' stat line was 14 of 23, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But he also, he had 9 offensive drives. I know that because of the state of the NFL. But I'm saying, if we're going to compare him, wasn't too much of a difference. You had one guy who, turned the ball over. The other guy didn't. He also had another touchdown, but I don't think Tyler Shough's performance was to a point where it's oh my God, man, why did we draft him? I don't think that was that type of performance. I don't think it was that type of performance. I think that Tyler Shough showed you some things you should be optimistic about, but he also showed you some things that showed you that he's a rookie. And that's what happens when you're dealing with a young, inexperienced quarterback. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to give you head scratchers. And, they're also going to give you some good plays to give you a sense of optimism about them. So, and I feel like that's what the young man did. So I don't think he played terrible. I don't think he gave haters much ammunition to just bash and hate on him. I think that he played solid. I like the fact that he had offensive amnesia, went out there, threw that interception, then came right back, threw a touchdown. So that shows you okay, man, he can compartmentalize well. Okay, this is the play. Didn't work out. So let me go ahead and move on to the next play. I can't lie. I see the upside in Tyler. I think Tyler Shough won some points towards the starting position. Spencer Rattler is if Spencer Rattler came into this game, they just say he was 10 yards, he was 10 yards ahead. Then guess what? Tyler Shough kind of just, if he's 10 yards away, or he started the game 10 yards away, now he's 5 yards away. And if Tyler Shough can follow this up with a decent performance, then guess what? I mean, we may be talking about Tyler Shough end up being that starter, which I honestly feel is a possibility if both quarterbacks end up being neck and neck. I could see the vision. He just got to get it right mentally. Yeah, I mean, it just takes reps. If we're talking about Tyler Shough, it's just going to take some reps. Just going to take some reps. Take some reps and some time. We got 708 people watching this right now. I ask that you hit the like button across different platforms. No matter what platform you're watching this, I just ask that you hit the like button. I appreciate each and every one of your time. I'm actually about to switch over to the Bleacher Report, do the live stream post-game Saints versus Chargers. So you have to download the Bleacher Report app. You can hit that link. It'll bring you directly to me. You'll be able to check out the live. We'll be going live after every single Saints game, the entire 2025 season. So make sure that you download the Bleacher Report app and check it out. All right, so it's I smashed the like button, entering the building. Please hit the like button. I just ask everybody to hit the like button. It helps the channel to grow. If you like the content, if you like the dialogue, if you like the everything that we do over here, hopefully we won you over if you just stumble across this channel. But please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. TJ, we known for making people highlight tapes. Hunter first interception on us next week. Oh man, that would be interesting if that was the case, right? That would be interesting. But about to go ahead and end this show. Like I said, about to go live on the Bleacher Report. So come on over. Previous episodes of this podcast, State of the Saints, is available on all streaming platforms. You can go to youtube.com, search the State of the Saints podcast and subscribe. And also check out the NFL podcast, the State of the NFL, with yours truly. We talk about some of the hottest topics in the NFL. So make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. It's available on YouTube. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put that link, before I go, put that link of the State of the NFL in there. And I just ask that everybody subscribe to the channel. Everybody subscribe to the State of the NFL. 715 people watching this right now. Look into look in the comments, click that link so you can subscribe to the State of the NFL. All right. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?